everybody. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, ladies? How y'all doing? I know it's been a while since I have uploaded on Mocha's Ladies Lounge. And I'm going to try my best to be more consistent in that. I see I do have 111 followers, which is good because I wanted it to at least be over 100 followers. So I'm going to try my best to be more consistent because I done made that promise before and I haven't been consistent. But it is time for me to start focusing on the ladies more and making sure that we are more abrupt and up to date on issues surrounding women, and not just black women, but women in general, y'all. But anyway, I really felt this was a good topic to talk about because there's so many women that are paying the price when you take somebody else's man, honey, and you think you got a one-up. Sometimes, in most cases, not sometimes, but in most cases, you usually end up getting the worst end of the stick when you take somebody else's man. And Brittney Spears is a prime example of what can go wrong when you take somebody else's man. So for all of my ladies out there, if you are with somebody else's husband, with somebody else's baby daddy, and you know this man is already in a relationship, he's living with a woman, he's dealing with a woman, regardless of what he tells you, well, I'm not happy, well, you know, I don't plan on being here for a while anyway, I'm just here for the sake of my children. When you meet him and you meet him staying with a woman, he's in a relationship with the woman, he's involved with the woman, keep in mind that the way he's treating that woman, especially if he's shit and pissed on that woman and left that woman to be with you, keep in mind that in due time, eventually, you're going to meet that same fate. Okay, what's in a man is going to come out. The same way you get him, it's how you lose him. So anyway, y'all, I want to talk about your girl, Brittney Spears. Now, I am a big Brittney Spears fan. She brings out my inner white girl in me, honey. I be singing, baby, hit me one more time. I mean, she has me, like, you know, I be turned up when I listen to Brittney Spears, okay? I am a fan. I like her, and I like Kристina Aguilera. They back from my high school era. You know, I was going to school in Ledger, Connecticut, where it was nothing but white folks. The radio station played nothing but white people music. And Brittney Spears and Kристina Aguilera and NSYNC, they was as close as to, you know, black as I can possibly perceive. Because their music was just, you know, always popping, you feel me? So I am a fan of Brittney Spears. So, however, we've seen Brittney Spears be in the spotlight for years. We've seen her go from a girl to a woman, you know, and seen how she blossomed from a pop star to a wife to a mother. And even though I was rooting for her, at the same time, I really couldn't root for Brittney because of how she got Kevin Federline in the first place. Now, again, I've always been a fan, so I've always kept up with her business. I've always kept up with her from the day she got married and all of that. So the information I'm giving is information that I'm very much well aware of, not just something that I picked up from the blogs, even though some of that information is going to be contained in this content as well. So nevertheless, Kevin Federline was a backup dancer for Brittney Spears. I'm going to give y'all a summary for some of y'all who don't know before I go into the content of today. When you take a man from another woman, you get the worst of him, okay? So, Kevin Federline was a backup dancer. Now, keep in mind, Kevin Federline was one of those white guys that had that black guy swag. He could dance. He had a little, you know, swag to him, a little sex appeal. You know, he wasn't a white trash looking, you know, trailer park guy. You know, he was nice looking, okay? Put it that way. So, anyway, he's was in a relationship at the current time with Shar Jackson. Who is Shar Jackson? Shar Jackson plays as Niecy on Moesha. Okay, she plays as Niecy, one of Moesha's best friends. You know what? I forgot who Countess Vaughn played as the little heavyset girlfriend. But anyway, it'll come to me later. But anyway, Shar Jackson was the one I played as, Niecy. She was the goofy one, the boy crazy one. You know how that goes or whatever. Yeah, she played. Yeah, Kimberly Parker was the heavyset friend, and then there was Niecy who Shar played as. So anyway, that's what Shar is mostly well known for, or whatever. That's what she's mostly well known for, is that specific role. Okay, so anyway, during the time when Shar was filming Moesha with Brandy and the other cast members of the show, she was in a relationship with Kevin Federline. Now Shar Jackson and Kevin Federline had been together for 4 years. They were in a relationship. Okay, this wasn't somebody he was just smashing or dealing with just because. They had 2 beautiful children at the time, so Shar Jackson was very much in love with him, and he was very much in love with her. However, once Mr. Federline started becoming a backup dancer for Brittney Spears, that is when things started getting a little frisky. Now, keep in mind, when you are on tour, and there's been a lot of backup dancers who have been with these stars. Jennifer Lopez was with Chris Judd. He was a backup dancer. I remember, oh my gosh, what's the other singer name? She was, Jill Scott was dating somebody in her band. This is not unusual. Women end up dating men that they tend to work around a lot. And that is what ended up happening. Brittney Spears and Kevin Federline, I guess somewhere along the line of attraction, a chemistry was there. You know what happens when you're on tour? You're constantly away for months at a time. Y'all are traveling in together consistently. Y'all riding on these buses together. Y'all taking these flights together. It's a lot of quality time being spent. In most cases, you end up drawing the line. You end up going past that professional line. And that is exactly what ended up happening. Brittney Spears and Kevin Federline got really, really close. It became more personal instead of professional. And you know how it is when you're on the road. You lonely. And what ended up happening was, I guess there was other male dancers there, I'm sure, but for whatever reason, Brittney Spears was more drawn to Kevin Federline. Now, keep in mind, Mr. Federline, he's a very conniving, manipulative type of guy. He knows how to get what he wants when he wants it. So, in many cases, you have these guys like Kevin Federline, like Nicki Minaj's husband, who was also in a relationship with another female that was a stripper, holding him down during this struggle. When these men come into contact with these successful industry women that are very popular, and these women are millionaires and they're famous, when they are in the likes of these women and they know these women are desiring them and want to be with them, 9 times out of 10, they're going to go ghost and leave the woman that's been dedicated and stood by them during the struggle when there was ancient ass dudes, when nobody didn't even know who the hell they were. These men will pass up and leave their down, loyalty, devoted women. They will leave them for women that are in the industry and who are making millions. Now, I've heard a lot of men say, well, shit, women do it all the time, so why can't men do it, and blah, 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 which is true. It is what it is, but there's a lot that comes with that territory when you make them kind of shady-ass moves as a female, where you have no empathy for the other woman, and you take her man because you miss hot shot, you miss millionaire, rapper / pop singer, whatever it is you're in the industry that you're well known for, and you think it's cool for you to take somebody else's man. Trust and believe it's going to come back tenfold on you. It's going to come back to bite you, because Brittney Spears is feeling the funk right now as we speak, and she's been feeling the funk for years. So anyway, she started, getting real intimate on tour with Mr. Kevin Federline. They having Starbucks every goddamn day, living a good life, living it up. He's in extravagant hotels with her. And let me tell y'all something. Brittney Spears was something cocky, honey. She was a cocky thing when she got with Kevin Federline. Yes, she was all over, posted all over every teen magazine cover, every pop star cover. She was, parading this man, having no regards, and Shar did not even know Kevin Federline left her until it started being all over the goddamn tabloids. Now, what's very humiliating and embarrassing, imagine being that woman in that situation, and your man is up here telling you, well, Brittney Spears is paying me to go on tour with her, and you thinking, oh, this is going to be a good look, this is going to be great. Now he gets to make money, now he gets to help pay the bills. You thinking this is a win-win, only to find out that, shoot, this dude had the audacity to not only leave the woman who stood by him, but he had the audacity to exploit and publicize, be in the public eye, letting all these other people see him stunt with Brittney Spears, not a least bit concerned that Shar is at home looking like a jackass because her friends are calling her. And these females conniving as hell. They love to tell you when your man is on some fuck boy, you know what I'm saying, phase, you know what I mean? So they call you, girl, did you see your man? Him and Brittney in Barbados, him and Brittney in Bahamas, him and Brittney, him and Brittney, let me tell y'all, that's why it's almost hard for me to feel sorry for you, but listen for her, because listen, I was there from the beginning. I was a dedicated fan. I saw Brittney ride off into the sunset with this man and not give a damn about how Shar was hurting behind it. And even Shar did do one interview, and she didn't do a lot of them, but she did come out and say, because I guess she felt like she had to address it, because your family coming at you, your friends coming at you, so you get tired of answering all these damn people as to why your man left you. So she had to do an interview, and I will say this, she did it with grace, she did it with class. She didn't bash Brittney, and she really didn't bash Kevin Federline. But she did say, in but so many ways, that Kevin Federline, it was funky how he did it. He made it seem like to her, he just going to work for Brittney. He going on tour with Brittney. And she said, I'm the kind of chick, I'm cool with it. You can look up the interview yourself, y'all, on YouTube. But she said, I'm the kind of chick, I was cool with it. I didn't, try to hold my man hostage. I let him be himself. I let him go where he wanted to go because I'm that kind of chick. I'm not no possessive, jealous chick. And this is what I get in return. I get embarrassed. I get humiliated because this man is all over the tabloids with her, being affectionate with her, kissing up on her, holding her hand, while I'm sitting home with his kids having to deal with this humiliation. So this is why I'm telling y'all all of this, so you understand the foundation of why this mess went all the way left, why it derailed the way it did. Okay, for every action there's a reaction. All right, before we start feeling sorry for people, you got to understand the background of how it started. You got to understand the foundation of what made it lead to this point, how it got there. Okay, so anyway, Shar swallowed her pride and her humiliation like a woman. She faded out the spotlight, raised her kids, and let it be. Okay? Because she knew at this point it was out of her hands, especially once he got Brittney Spears pregnant. When Brittney Spears started carrying Kevin Federline's seed, I knew right then and there she was making a disastrous decision for herself. But like most women who know a man belongs to another woman, you have a lot of these chicks, they want to seal the deal by getting pregnant, okay? Because they want to make sure they have a one-up on the other woman, and that's also their way of trying to secure the man, okay? Not secure the bag, secure the man, because Kevin Federline was broke as a joke. It was Brittney Spears who had all the money, okay? So, nevertheless, that really was the beginning of a disastrous ass decision. No different than a man that's a millionaire picking up a OnlyFans, female, who got 4 or 5 kids, live with a mama, thinking he gonna win, and he gonna find out he just done picked up another responsibility. He done picked up another a sponsor. He done become another simp sponsor. And neither did Brittney Spears knew she was going to be a simp investor as well. Okay? So, anyway, she walks around proud with her big tummy. And I remember very well, like it was yesterday, she wore a shirt with an arrow pointing down on her pregnant belly. I won the golden ticket. Or I have the golden ticket. So she just rubbed all of her disrespect in Shar Jackson's face. I mean, if you're going to deal with somebody, man, at least be low-key about it. You ain't got to walk around parading and rubbing it in somebody else's face. Why add more salt to the wound? Now, I will say this. Even Wendy Williams' ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, his side chick, you don't see her all over the place rubbing it in Wendy Williams' face that she took command. You barely know what she looked like. You already wrong, period. But it adds insult to injury when you got the audacity to be proud and haughty and arrogant. And God despises arrogance. For all of you who don't know, people who feel so privileged in their goddamn wrongdoing. And that's what Brittney Spears was doing. So she was going around, you know, parading all of this disrespect. And of course, because her fans loved her and worshipped her, nobody called her out on it. Nobody said, you know, Britt, come on now. You wrong for that. How dare you? Nobody said anything. Everybody still supported. And that was their business to be able to do that. However, this one thing started spiraling and getting out of control. Once Kevin got used to the benefits of being with a pop star, not to mention they ended up having a second child. Okay? She ended up having 2 boys from him. Definitely trying to seal the deal. And you can kind of tell there was a lot going on behind closed doors. Because Brittney slowly but surely started losing her swag. You can tell depression, stress was written all over her face. Trying to hold it down. Trying to, you know what I'm saying, keep her marriage looking right. Even though it wasn't, it was, you know, a disaster behind closed doors. Kevin got used to the benefits, and slowly but surely, his fuckboy ways started coming into full fruition. Now, keep in mind, he been a fuckboy from the beginning when he left the woman who was dedicated to him for a pop star. That from the beginning, that was already a disaster in the making, showing that she had definitely bit off more than she could afford to chew. So also, at the time, once Kevin realized he was in there, being that he was Brittney Spears' husband, they ended up getting married. They got married, I would say. Here's the story here. She became engaged to him, meeting him within 3 months of him being her backup dancer. Yeah, and yes, I'm glad. Yeah, okay. So also, Federline had recently broken up with Shar Jackson, who was pregnant with their second child at the time. Now, if this is not a certified fuckboy, I don't know what is, because I forgot Shar was pregnant. They also had the audacity to do a reality show, Brittney and Kevin Chaotic, which appeared on May 17, 2005. Like I said, exploiting the fact that she took this man from somebody. She was doing reality shows, magazine covers, and everything. she further did agree that doing that reality show, that was probably one of the worst things she could have did in her career. Anyway, they did end up getting married and having a wedding ceremony on September 18, 2004. But they were not legally married until a couple of weeks later, finalizing the couple's prenuptial agreement. And good thing she ended up doing that, but it still didn't work out to her favor. So, from what I can also remember is when her and Kevin got married, this was a major red flag. But she was so in love and so infatuated with the fact that she had to one up on Shar. She didn't pay attention to it. She didn't see it as red flags, because during the wedding ceremony, what man who wants to marry a woman wears on the back of his on his back on his wedding suit, "I'm a pimp"? That was already a red flag right there. And if y'all don't believe it, look it up and you'll see it. On their wedding day, they old wedding photos. He had his groomsmen with him. And I think they were wearing something on an alignment of they were pimps too or something. So that pretty much lets you know what his motives were from the beginning. That pretty much lets you know what his mindset was and really what his intentions was. Yeah, I found it here. I had to dig it up. Federline and all his groomsmen all wore white, juicy suits as well, with the grooms identifying him as the pimps, as the pimp, and his buddies were the pimps. Now, that lets you know from the beginning what this guy's mindset really was. And basically, he ended up being everything that he had printed on that jacket. A pimp. He was pimping her bank account. He was pimping her. Once he got used to being with Brittney Spears, the star, once he started dealing with her up close and personal, dealing with her flaws and her faults, seeing the real Brittney behind the Photoshop photos, seeing all her imperfections. Once he got used to seeing all of that, the fuck boy came into full fruition. He started going through her bank accounts, swiping her cards, driving on her vehicles. She bought him Lamborghinis and all of that. Gave him everything that he knew he never had with Shar. She gave him all this extravagant, all of the luxury of her lifestyle. And in the initial beginning, Kevin Federline seemed to just be enjoying the fruits of Brittney Spears' labor, but he was always with her all the time. Because it was new. It was exciting to be with a woman of her status, to be with a woman that has all her money. Imagine getting free Starbucks every goddamn day. Riding in a Lamborghini, riding in a Rolls Royce, riding in a in a limousine. Coming from the basic average life, going into stardom, the lifestyle with the stardom, it's a culture shock, and it can really spoil you, especially when that person is spending money on you. Y'all fine dining at these 5-star cuisine restaurants and all of that. I'm sure it was a pleasant experience. Like a kid in a candy store, not used to having that much access to that much millions and that type of lifestyle. But eventually, he got tired of just being Brittney Spears' flunky, her puppy, only enjoying that lifestyle as long as he with her, as long as he's spending time with her, as long as he's being seen with her. Eventually, men want to branch off and do their own thing. And if you're a woman that got your own life and and you're not insecure like that, eventually you want to do your own thing too. You don't always want to be bunked up under each other. But Kevin Federline took it to a whole nother level, because when he got bored of Brittney, when he got bored of only having to be her chauffeur being her chauffeur in order to get the VIP treatment, all this other stuff, like some of these most low common denominator dudes that ain't used to shit, as the saying goes, it ain't no fun if my homies can't have none. So, of course, he had to bring his homeboys on. He got tired of always having to hold Brittney hand to enjoy her money, always having to be with her. He want to go and splurge and show his behind with his trailer park friends from way back in the day who knew him when he was a nobody. He started going to Vegas with his homeboys, gambling all Brittney Spears' money. His homeboys, who he considered the pimps, because he was the pimp. The pimp had his pimps pimping off of Brittney's money. They're all in Vegas, all in damn New York, living off of Brittney Spears' money. And her never being married, being in love for the first time. This her kid's father. I'm sure it was new to her to see her husband, start wilding the fuck out with her funds. She saw it getting out of control, but at the same time, you cannot control a grown man. You cannot make a grown man sit still. If he want to go out and wild out, he gonna do that, even if it's at the expense of your money. And that's what happened. So slowly but surely, y'all, their relationship started crumbling. Okay, it started crumbling. You know, she started seeing Kevin Federline for who he was, and he started bucking. He got tired of just kissing her ass and always having to bunk up under her. His true colors started coming out. So slowly but surely, the relationship came to a head. They got divorced within 2 years. I'm not going to go through all the ups and downs or whatever, but it don't take a rocket scientist to figure out this dude got out of control on Brittney. She ended up getting the worst deal of him, unfortunately, because of everything she gave him. And even though Shar, ended up in the end heartbroken, but Brittney Spears ended up with it worse, because Brittney gave him so much more than Shar did. When it's bad enough you give a man your heart, but then you gave him your millions too, and you got kids from him, and you this big pop star, you could have had any man you wanted, and you realize you settled and got you a low common denominator, but it's too late now. So anyway, she started having a mental meltdown. Because keep in mind, Brittney Spears was already having problems with her family, having a lot of conflict, legal and emotional, going through it with her family, wanting to try to run her life with her stardom. And then on top of that, now her own husband doing it. We seen Brittney Spears go through a mental breakdown. She shaved all her hair off her head, took an umbrella beating cars, beating windshield windows to cars and stuff with it. She lost her mind. She couldn't understand, she couldn't fathom how a woman of her stardom and success got played by a man who had nothing. And don't think it can't happen. Don't think because you're a millionaire, Pookie and Ray Ray can't get smart and learn how to get access to your money that they didn't work for. No difference than the Peaches and the Nene, but women can do it easier, especially once a woman is pregnant. That millionaire, celebrity, whatever, he's bound. He's gonna have to take care of her anyway. Most of these women know as soon as they get pregnant, have a baby, they already in there. For Pookie and Ray Ray, it's a little harder, but Kevin Federline was very brilliant. I hate to say it, and I hate to give him all his credit, but I have to give credit where credit is due. Kevin Federline was very, very brilliant. When he realized, he saw that Brittney Spears was having a meltdown acting out, and really, I'm sure the meltdown had everything to do with him. She came to realization this man used me. He's trying to make my life a living hell. He never really loved me for me. He loved me for what I had. And now her world is crashing in. That's where the meltdown took into place. And it doesn't matter how many millions you have. It doesn't matter how much fame you have. You're a human being. And when too much is being targeted against you, you will have a nervous breakdown at some given point. Especially when you are in her position and you just got all of this fame, all this success and family already taking advantage of you. It's a lot. So I think Brittney just had a nervous breakdown, but he definitely was the major cause of it. What he did, instead of being a supportive ex-husband at the time, calling, checking on her, seeing about her, he takes it upon himself to get a lawyer and gets custody of her 2 boys and won custody of his 2 boys. The judge granted him custody. So with that being stated, once he gained custody, not only he gained custody, he also ended up benefiting from the fact that she had to pay him child support, which is what Kevin Federline been working on. And he did, and he was so slick and sneaky and clever. He waited to do it at her most vulnerable moment. Then he decided to snatch them children, knowing he was part of the reason she ended up having that mental breakdown. He did not care. He saw this was the opportunity to get my boys. That way now she got to pay me. And the judge gave it to him too. And I would also say this. Kevin Federline was smart about it. When he had got those boys, you never heard about him in no mess. While Brittney Spears had all these DUIs and all of this stuff coming out about her, Kevin Federline laid low so he'll look like the good guy. So the way the courts would have more empathy for him and see him as the better fit parent. He played the role. I got to give Kevin Federline that. When he got those boys, you never heard nothing about him. You never seen him nowhere doing something dumb. He stayed cool, calm, and collective. Because he knew if I wanted my boys and he wanted Brittney Spears to keep sponsoring him, he could not give her no type of leverage to be able to get those boys back. And I'll tell you, she been catching hell ever since, y'all. This man has taken Brittney Spears to court so much till it's ridiculous. Asking for increase, modification, and the judge just kept granting. Not only that, this man ended up getting married to a female that's a famous volleyball player or whatever. I don't think she's like no Serena. No Serena or what's the I forgot the Williams sister, Venus and Serena. I don't think she was on that level, but she have a little rank, I guess. In that area. Victoria Prince is her name. So she has her own little something, I guess. He didn't pick up a trailer park Barbie. She's somebody that has a little something. But keep in mind, when he married her off of Brittney's money. So basically, Brittney was taking care of Kevin Federline and his wife. So he definitely played the role all the way to the end. He was awarded son's sole legal and physical custody. He was also awarded $20,000 from Spears a month in child support. That's when he romantically got involved with volleyball player Victoria Prince in 2008. Got with her, and they welcomed their daughter in 2011. Then 2 years later, Federline tied the knot in August 2013 in Vegas. Coincidentally, he got married to Brittney Spears in Vegas, but with his third wife or whatever, they married a year later, and then they also, well, no, they married 2 years later after the first child, and then a year later after that, they had their second child. They had a daughter. So his current wife she's a former volleyball player who played at a varsity level. Oh, okay. She was just varsity. She was 39, played the sport at her school and both of her universities. Okay, so other words, she ain't had no money like that really either. So yeah, he definitely he made a living. He was able to make a living with his wife off of Brittney Spears' money. Now, what he did do different was he didn't exploit his relationship a lot with his current wife, because he saw actually how badly him and Brittney Spears' marriage was so publicized that it caused more stress and drama. So this time he called himself playing it safe or whatever. I don't know if look like he's expecting another child with her. I ain't sure, but anyway, all of a sudden now, what's going on at this current moment, since I gave y'all the Brittney Spears and Kevin Federline relationship timeline, what's going on now is this dude had the audacity to put out an old video when these kids was 11 and 12 years old of Brittney Spears getting on her sons. Yeah, yelling at her sons. Brittney Spears' ex-husband Kevin Federline shares videos of singer allegedly arguing with teenage sons. Now, if this ain't reaching, I don't know what is. But as the article states, the rift between Brittney Spears and ex-husband Kevin Federline seems to have widened further. Recently, Federline spoke about the singer's relationship with her kids in one of his interviews. He also opened up about her social media posts that are allegedly revelatory and claimed that the teenage boys must be finding it tough to deal with the same. Not long after Brittney Spears and her husband, her current husband, Sam Asghari, responded to her ex-husband Federline's comment, and the singer also shared a lengthy post on social media, which she has since deleted. But Brittney Spears took to Instagram and accused her sons of acting hateful during their visits to her place. She said they're being rude then there's being hateful. They would visit me, walk in the room, go straight to their room, and lock the door. The singer's statement did not go well with Kevin Federline, who took to social media again and shared videos of what he claims to be Spears arguing with the teenage boys. Kevin Federline took to Instagram, shared the pictures, and wrote, "I cannot sit back and let my sons be accused in this way after what they've been through. As much as it hurts us, we decided as a family to post these videos." Federline also added, while sharing the videos, that Sean and Jaden were 11 and 12 at the time when they were recorded. Now, if this ain't reaching, this man is going to exploit Brittney by using an old video when these children was 11 and 12 years old, and they damn near 16, 17. They're almost grown men now. Brittney Spears tied the knot this year in June with her new husband in Los Angeles. According to the reports, the couple tied a knot in an intimate ceremony that was held in Los Angeles. I'm hoping Brittney being smart this time about it, because I'm telling you. But anyway, 60 guests attended the ceremony. Most importantly, mostly consisting of couples like Madonna, Paris Hilton, and more, blah, blah, blah. And she was with child, and she ended up miscarrying, unfortunately. Shortly after Federline shared videos of Brittney Spears allegedly arguing with her sons, the singer's lawyer, Matthew Rosengart, addressed the issue and accused her ex-husband of violating privacy. Rosengart said Brittney has faithfully supported her children and she loves them dearly. Whether he realizes or not, Mr. Federline has not only violated the privacy and dignity of the mother of his children, he has undermined his own children whose privacy he should protect. Putting aside his ITV interview, Mr. Federline's ill-advised decision to post an old video of an 11 and 12-year-old children was cruel, bottom of the barrel stuff. It was abhorrent. It has been my honor to work with Brittney to suspend her father as her conservator, to help her gain her freedom and dignity, and to help protect her from the type of bullying she endured in the past, and he will not tolerate bullying in any area. We are working with Instagram to ensure that Mr. Federline adheres to his rules, and we are exploring all appropriate relief against him. The lawyer further states, in the meantime, Brittney poignantly said, whatever is occurring between her and her boy should remain private. We urge Mr. Federline to act with a measure of grace and decency and to cease from publicly decising private matters which benefits no one. So, at this point, we know what's going on. Even Ray Charles can see these kids are getting older. The checks are getting ready to come to an abrupt end. He's reaching. And this man has made himself so comfortable living off this woman's money that he's afraid right now. He's afraid of how he's going to manage because the checks are going to stop. So, he's reaching. He's trying to find any dirt he can at this point. And it's just not going to work. I viewed the video, and Brittney Spears did not say anything different than I would say to my daughter. She basically was getting on her kids about being disrespectful. Talking to her all kind of way, handling her all kind of way. But this is what happens, ladies, when you take a man from take a man from another woman. You end up getting the worst end of the deal. Now, he has raised his children, being all these years that he has had the majority of the rights. He's doing like a lot of women who mostly have rights to their children. He has raised these children to despise their mother. Just like you have a lot of women out here who have raised their children to despise the father. Same thing is just in reverse. He's had these children all this time. These boys are acting every bit just like Kevin Federline Jr.'s. They're very disrespectful to her. They talk to her all kind of way. They treat her like garbage. I mean, when I say karma is threefold, and it's not that I'm rejoicing in what she's going through right now, but when she took this man away from Shar and moved on and felt like she done came up, this man has become her worst nightmare. He has not even tried to make Shar life as miserable as he has made Brittney Spears. Now keep in mind, him and Shar did reconcile. They had a heart-to-heart. He apologized for his fuckboy behavior. And even though it didn't relieve her of her heartbreak, it gave her the grace to be able to move on and go forward. Now, he's giving Brittney Spears all of his ass to kiss. And he's giving her all of every type of drag fest he can at this point. He is dragging Brittney every chance he can get. And it basically boils down to $1. So he has turned her own boys against her. Okay. They're acting just like their dad, thinking that they're entitled, thinking that they can mistreat their mother. And Kevin Federline is going to have to answer for that too, because even though Brittney Spears was wrong from taking him from Shar to begin with, but now what's going to happen is his days of mooching are coming to a short end, are coming to an end. So all of this reaching he's doing, I hope when he had all those kids all this time, he should have been smart, got him a house that was paid for. Hopefully he don't have no house that has a 10 to 15 year mortgage, because his kids are damn near 16 and 17. He may have 2 or 3 years left, and that's it. So if he has done all this extravagant spending and he wasn't smart with Brittney Spears' money, and he didn't get an affordable house that will be paid off by the time his children are 18 and Brittney Spears' check stops, what is he going to do? Because he has no other relevance. When he was with Brittney Spears, he tried to do a little rap album, child, by. Y'all don't even know about the rap album because that's how much it didn't go anywhere. Anyway, he got with this woman for all the wrong reasons. But at the same token, again, this came from the fact Brittney Spears knew she was Brittney Spears. So in her mind, I should be able to get whatever I want. I want him. I want to be with him. So I'm going to take him from this woman because I know I can. I know I can take him because I'm Brittney Spears. I have money. I'm a pop star. And I'm used to getting what I want. Even if that means I got to pay for it. And what she don't understand is she paid for Kevin Federline just like she paid for her Bentley, her house, her Lamborghini, whatever else. She paid for it. But at least with her house and her Bentley, whatever else, all the material things she got, none of those things betrayed her. But Kevin Federline did. But now his days are numbered because it's going to be interesting to see what he's going to do once those checks stops. And I always say this about parents who get child support. I know a particular guy right now. He has 2 years left and his child support is over. His child is 16. And this woman has been trying all kind of shit now, knowing that her child support is about to come to an end. Okay? She's trying to come up with all kind of stuff to increase his child support, trying to dig up information, and it's just not working, you know. So you have a lot of parents who try to live off of child support and make it a hustle, and they never prepare for the day when you look up your kids grow up. I remember when my baby was only like 3-4 years old and I was potty training her. She's 21 years old. Time just freaking flies. And when you think you're gonna make a living off of child support forever, you look up, your kids are grown and gone. And you get that letter from child support stating that this is going to be the last month of receiving payment. It's a culture shock, especially when you made it your hustle and you made it your living. It's like you lost. And a lot of single mothers, they start rebelling against the fathers and stuff when this type of thing happens, when this type of thing comes about. They start rebelling and stuff, but a lot of this comes from the fact that Brittney Spears took Kevin Federline from another woman. And ladies, this is what happens when you're such a determined side chick. You're going to have a one-up. You know this man is in a relationship, and even though you don't feel the need to respect the woman because he doesn't, and if you had any type of decency, you as a woman should still not want to get involved in that type of situation. Because whenever a man is willing to disrespect his woman to be with you, 9 times out of 10, he is going to disrespect you, and he's going to do you the same way. We know this, but yet women like to keep taking chances. Women keep feeling like it's going to be different for them. It's not going to happen to them. Women boost themselves up into thinking they so smart, they can't get got like the last woman, only to end up getting got. Only to end up in the same exact situation, if not worse. Brittney Spears got the worst end of the deal for taking somebody else's man. So if you're dealing with somebody else's man right now, even though y'all having a good time, things are going well, keep in mind, karma is going to come back to collect, because karma has everybody's address. You feel me? So as much as I want to feel sorry for Brittney Spears, I cannot feel sorry for her, because she had no remorse, no sympathy when she broke Shar Jackson's heart. And it ain't got nothing to do with Shar being a black woman. I feel that same way if Shar was a white woman. Just like the prisoner turned model Jeremy Meeks. He left his white woman who was dedicated and stood by his ass all through prison, all through jail. He lands because his mugshot goes viral, and for whatever reason, these women start drooling all over him. A model gets a modeling agency gets a whiff of the picture going viral, makes him a deal, buys a contract, just like Shar Jackson thought, okay, Kevin Federline is with Brittney Spears on tour. He's going to make money. Jeremy Meeks' wife was the same way. Like, okay, he got a modeling contract. All them years of standing by him in prison, all them years of accepting phone calls and put money on his books, now he can provide and take care of his family because they had children together. This Negroid, same thing. That happened to Shar Jackson. Shar Jackson didn't know nothing about Brittney Spears and Kevin Federline was together till she saw it on front cover magazines. That's what happened with Jeremy Meeks' wife at the time, Miss Meeks. She didn't even know this man was, you know, seeing a billionaire heiress on a yacht, kissing all over her, being with a whole nother woman. While she's at home waiting on him, she didn't know till her girlfriends called and hipped her up and said, hey, I don't know if you know, but Jeremy is in Paris, booed up with this billionaire heiress. And not only he cheated on his wife, left her, got with a billionaire heiress, he also had a baby from her. And he's still with her to this day. So this just goes to show. And so far as I know, nothing has happened. But I know so far, Jeremy Meeks has not married this billionaire heiress. So somewhere is not all great and glamour, because he has not married this woman yet, but he's had a child from her. And maybe he's saying that, damn, okay, this is not all of what I thought it was. Yeah, it's cool being with a billionaire Becky. This was a basic billionaire Becky at that, because none of the other billionaires was even interested in her. But because Jeremy Meeks is a former convict, and down to being a poverty on his luck, he got with the basic Becky billionaire that none of the other billionaire men wanted. Okay? So anyway, that's why she had to shoot her shot and get with the convict, because none of the other billionaire men wanted her. Okay? So it is what it is. But this is what happens, y'all. You got to be mindful. Just because you could take somebody's man, that don't mean take it upon yourself to do it, because you don't know what kind of karma you're facing. You don't know what kind of man you're going to end up with. All of these men start off cool, calm, collective, gentlemen, like they so crazy about you, but really they crazy about what you got. And as the saying goes, the same way you get them is the same way you are going to lose them. So anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think about the situation with Brittney Spears. This man is trying to exploit her now. He's reaching, digging up old goddamn videos from old 2001 Motorola flip phones. If you think he's doing this because he knows his time with child support is almost up, or do you think he's doing this and exploiting her because he wants everybody to see Brittney Spears is not this picture perfect mother? Do y'all really think he has a major influence over her children for her to have to fuss at them and yell at him? Do you think that he's really programmed them to believe that it's acceptable for these boys to disrespect their mothers? Let me know what y'all think, because I'm definitely going to read y'all comments on this. But anyway, appreciate y'all for hanging out with me at Mocha's Ladies Lounge. Please make sure y'all like, y'all share, subscribe to the video. I appreciate it. So y'all have a blessed day, and I'll be talking with y'all soon. Take care.